welcome to episode 33 of my Feed the Beast 1.5.2 beta pack, version 0.5, Echo here of course. We're starting off in the Nether portal where Tom's put in the Wall of Facts. This is a thing from their work. If you didn't know, the guys who are playing a server with, they all work in an IT department, and this has grown over the years. It used to be a whiteboard that had some random facts on, and then it became like one of them LED display things, and now it's actually been killed because someone took offence at one of the things and they had to take it down. But Tom's added it to a Computercraft program, so if you're bored at any time and you've downloaded the world, you can come and look at this. What I've suggested though is when we get a proper 1.6 world is to we'll have like a visitors like a big around the spawn point, have like a little house or something, and a real big display, not tucked away in the nether out the way, but a real big display where you can come in and look at this. But it's balls, to be honest, but it's quite amusing balls. Well, I could just do an episode today, I think. This randomly selects one from I believe from a website. I think he set it up. But so we've already seen that one once. So it is, yeah, it's random. It randomly picks one. There's quite a lot of facts in there though, and these are all facts in case you was wondering. Right, a couple of things to say before we get going. I've set up streaming. I'm not confident that the picture's good enough, but you can look at. I put a little test. Well, there's a couple of test videos on my channel. My channel is obviously twitch.tv/echo_the_builder, like that. So you can see my shit there. Who's he shooting at? What's that shooting at? Who's that? I shouldn't be able to see me. Text works. That's true. I've seen that. That's really true. So yeah, you can check the quality. That's the kind of quality you can get because my upstream really is shit. My upstream's 0.7 megabits. I watched a couple of YouTube tutorials for how to set up the software that I'm using. It's called Open Broadcaster software. That Monkey was the one who told me to have a look at that. So that does work nice. Cheers, Monkey. I watched a couple of videos, and some people on the videos, they've got like 30 megabit upstream, which blows my mind. Because I ain't got one. And where I live, we've got like an ISP, a local ISP, and it's really hard to. It's not really hard now. The actual, I think they've changed. We can get outside ones, but they've been changing my ISP, which I don't really want to do at the minute, but I may look into. But I can stream technically. I may put one up tomorrow, which is the day this video goes out. I may do a little Mystcraft journey, trying to find some more pages. So I'm going to get on with that today as well a little bit. I'm going to look at a couple of Mystcraft worlds. I'm going to create a few Mystcraft worlds until I get one that's worth exploring, and then do a bit of looking for abandoned libraries on camera because I want to get my pages. I want to get my pages so I can create some better mining wells, because the one we've got, it's alright, but it's a hell biome. It's getting quite irritating. It's debatable. It's getting quite irritating to keep fighting ghasts each time I set my thing up. Not massively, but I'd like to set some other ones up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go back to my village here and just have a quick look at what's been done since last time. And then I'm going to head to the treehouse, show you what pages we've got so far, and then I'll find a decent Mystcraft age off camera because it is a bit tedious trying to find one, and I'll come back on and we'll look for some libraries. So a couple of things I want to mention. Some of these engines have stopped again, so you need to be careful your engine. I don't know if that's a bug of Railcraft, or I guess it is because the engines are getting starved of steam, so I can only presume it's Railcraft doing it. But I had them two engines had stopped, them two had stopped, and they had stopped before, and these two had stopped, these middle ones, so I don't know what's going on there. Looking at my power, I think it's time to turn this on soon, even though I don't actually need the power yet, and I'm at the point where I need to see how much fertilizer this is going to use up. So I was thinking about it. Them farms, I'm fairly sure, can run 2 of these, which means I can run 2 boilers. So I could get another boiler using the farms there, and then the fertilizer on the tree doesn't turn on that often. And if you look at the amount of fertilizer we've got, it's 142k. So I could push that a lot harder. We're still getting positive fertilizer, and that's even without the cows running. That's just with the cows, a couple of cows sat in there, a couple of sheep, I think 3 pigs and four chickens over there somewhere. So that's producing more fertilizer than we're using. But of course, that's because the farms aren't running. So it will use more when the farms are running, but I don't know how much more. So I think, screw it, let's just turn it on. What do I need to do to turn it on? Just that, innit? Yay! Should have been some funky music. So that's filling up with ethanol, and we can monitor how much this starts to take, and how the farms keep up. So they're all set to maintain a stock of like 1,000. So we'll see what kind of pressure that puts them under. Like I say, I think there's probably enough to run a second bioreactor, which means I could get another boiler out of that. I'm fairly confident. The amount of coal I've got is purely been from my quarries. I've not turned the wither skeleton spawner on for a few days, and we've got 3,000 coal in there. The wither skeleton spawner, of course, when we get an updated version, as I've kind of roughly set up on the Enderman one here, when the level limiter works with a redneck cable, we'll be able to have coal being put into the system on demand. So if the coal falls below 1,000, it'll switch the wither skeleton spawner on, get more coal, and of course bones into the system, because we'll start using bones, and that'll all feed back into the network. So I'm pretty sure we could actually, the amount of coal we've been using, I could run another 2 lots of them, so I could run 27 of them coke ovens, which would mean another 2 boilers if I wanted to. And then, even with this, I think the amount of time this is not turned on, I certainly think we could make enough wood to run another boiler off wood as well. So in theory, of course, with two more banks of that, we could run a boiler off creosote as well, because that gives us enough creosote to run a 4th boiler. So we could get 1, 2, 3, 4. We could get another 5 boilers powered off the materials, off the fuel source we've already got. So another 5 boilers is quite ridiculous. That's not even including fuel bees when we get them, so I might not even go for fuel bees at this rate. 5 boilers, if I set 3 of them up with that, that'd get us 2, 4, 6, 8, 1,200 EU a tick, which is pretty cool as well. So I'm probably going to do that. Start stretching these farms a bit rather than have them not doing much. But there's the first thing we need to see. We need to see how much. We need to run that for a day, make sure this can all keep up. I'm fairly confident it will be able to. And what I do need to do actually is, of course, this export bus is set to move single items or craft, and this one is just set to move single items. I think I'm going to move the bone meal into that one so that you can actually craft bone meal itself from bones if the bone meal runs out. It's not going to be an issue for a few days because I think we've got what, 20,000 bone meal. Bone, 18,000 bone meal, and then of course each bone becomes, is it 4 or 6 bone meal for a pulverizer, which I've got set up as an autocraft. So I don't have to do that yet, but I'm going to set that into there so that that can auto-craft bone meal from bones if it needs to. I think that's the best way of doing that. So with the melons and the pumpkins, it'll take any stock that's in the system first, and then if it runs out, it'll start producing more as demand dictates. Right, so that's pretty much all I want to cover here. So I've got a massive amount of capability for extra fuel. Let's go to the treehouse. And in here, we need more pages. A couple of ways of getting pages, of course. One of them is trading emeralds with villagers, which I find even more tedious than looking for pages, personally. I do like Mystcraft. I do find getting pages a little bit tedious. It's fun the first time. This is the second time it's probably about the 5th or 6th time I've actually done it in total. But with this new version, Well, in fact, with this new version with InkMix, it's the first time I've done it. But we've got quite a few pages. We've got desert biome, which is one I want to quarry for rubies, of course. We've also got ocean biome, which is sapphires. And we have got a forest biome. We've got an enchanted forest, which would have bauxite in. Bauxite is restricted to all foresty type biomes, so that includes birch forest, woodlands. Well, we've pretty much got vanilla biomes plus enchanted forest here, aren't we? So I think is birch forest an extra biomes? Well, plains counts. Plains as bauxite. Woodlands. I think woodlands are vanilla biome in it, and then the enchanted forest stuff that is actually foresty type biomes will have bauxite as well. I'm not sure which one swamp has, but I'm not sure what major or minor feature does as well. Major feature, minor feature. I'll have to have a look up at that. But we've got some alright biomes, but I would like to have plains biome, to be honest. But desert and ocean are both worth quarrying. The main thing I want for them though is I want single biome page, which we ain't got yet, so I need to look for that. We could do with normal sun, normal stars, just so we've got them. You can omit these now, I think, but I'd like to have normal sun at least. We have got the zero length, which lets you have a permanent day. What's that one on? Is that on length there? Zero length, if you get your sun placed right. I think it needs a modifier from phases that we haven't got. I have to double check that as well, but we've got the zero length. We need normal sun. You can omit moon and stars now, I think. You used to have to put them in even if there was dark, which means they're there but not there. Now I think you can totally omit them, but I'd have to check that as well on the wiki. But there's certain things we need. One of the things I'd certainly like is flat in the terrain there. We've got void, I'd like flat as well. With desert, ocean and plains, it's not that important, so it's not massively important, but even if we don't have flat, we need standard. I think a terrain's a required one, so it has to have a void, standard or flat. So we need to get one of them. And then on the features, I'd like to have the crystals, so we can actually make Mystcraft portals rather than have to use books on stands. So there's a couple of things I want. So what I've done is I made some more linking books, and just to remind you how we do that is with the ink mixer you need bars of ink, paper, that puts ink in the middle, lets you pull link panels out of here. You combine you put a link panel in there with some leather to get a descriptive book, and you put a link panel with a piece of leather in your inventory to create a blank link book. I've got a couple here. The blank link book you then put in your inventory and right click it, it becomes a linked link book. So we've been to a few ages, most of these are pretty shit. The first one we've got, of course, is okay, but it's hell biome. So I'm going to go to this next one, age 10. And I'm going to go through, and then I'm probably going to cut the camera until I've had a look around, because it's not very exciting watching this. But like I say, I think it's possibly a good test to do a live stream on, and I may do a live stream tomorrow at 6 GMT. So no, the day this video comes out, so it's today from where you're watching, 6 GMT. This will come out at 1 GMT. I'll see if I can get a live stream together for 6 GMT, and I might do a bit of Mystcraft exploring if we haven't got tendrils. Cool. First time I've been to a naturally spawned tendrils world, I think. Let this spawn in for a bit. See what's what. That's the problem with doing this. There's a lot of waiting around. You've got all new chunks to generate each time you go into a world, which can be a bit of a ball ache. Let's get that as far out as it can go. And I don't immediately see. So this looks like a void world with tendrils. So I already don't like this much. I don't see any libraries anywhere on the map there. Crazy, isn't it? So this is like this is a crazy void age with tendrils everywhere. And if I could see a library within range, I'd probably go find it, but I don't really want to fly around looking for one. Just when you're doing travelling like this, you need a linking book. You need to make sure you've got a linking book. It helps if you've got some book stands as well to put a linking book on. And the first thing you should always do is put your book stand and your linking book down. You've got to be careful of meteorites and stuff like that if they are in the world. You don't want them blowing your book up. Or ghasts, as happened in the first well we've got there. And of course you want to way getting around, so what I've got is I've got my thermostatic harness on, of course, but in my pack there as well I've also got another 16 potential vials, so I've got another two full tanks of fuel for that. I'm also carrying my jetpack because why not? So I might as well have that in there. It's a bit of extra backup. Right, I'm not going to bother exploring this. Looks like more effort that's going to be worth. Ideally, I'm probably going to keep searching until I get a flat weld. But we'll see how tedious the search becomes. Now I'm going to cut the camera now, and I'm going to check some more welds. Back in a bit. Okay, I'm back again. The very next weld I came to was actually quite interesting, so I thought I'd start recording again. Just get attacked by a skeleton there. I'll do the right thing and put my book down, and if I'm going to go do a bit of exploring, that's one of the things that I like about this world. Look at that, we've got naturally forming crystals in here, so even though we ain't got a book, even though we ain't got the page for crystals, I could actually come here and farm a few crystals, enough so I can make some portals, which is good. So I'm probably going to do, make sure I can get back here alright though. I'm going to put a waypoint down, book, done. So we can get back there easy enough. These are the crystals that you make your portals with. I'll explain this just in case anyone's new to Mystcraft, but you've certainly seen me use them before. What we can do with these is, I wonder if it becomes daylight here at all. I'm going to break a few of them. Oh, you make an actual portal rather than... I'm actually going to make a portal instead of the book for there in a minute, but I need to collect a few of these first. Get off me, you fucking dickhead. This Tinker's Construct pick works really nice on them. This enchanted forest looks quite nice actually, don't it, with the blue leaves and stuff. So there we go, I've got an handful of crystals. The way it works with crystals is you make a doorway. Okay, so this could be permanent night, couldn't it? I don't see the moon anywhere. Well, what you do, you make a doorway. So let's make a basic doorway. So ideally, like I say, we want the page for this, but we haven't got the page yet. And then you also need to make what's called a book receptacle, which is just 8 of these in a square. Make sure a book receptacle. Then what you can do with that is you put that anywhere on the frame, so you could have it buried underneath, and you can put your book in there. And now, rather than have to use the book stand, we can just go for the portal there. And you tend to load a bit quicker going through a portal than going through a book. I don't know if that's true or if that's just a feeling that I have, but you certainly seem to go through a bit quicker and easier, but not sure. So there we go, we've got a portal this end. I'm going to run around this well, collecting some more, quite a bit of this probably. And I'd also like to find libraries, because that's what we're mainly looking for, innit? As that as zombies of can be. Let's have a quick fly around. The fact that it's quite a nice world, this. Shame it's dark. The fact that this is ocean means we might be able to find libraries a little bit easier, but I don't know if that's going to be the case at all. I'll just zoom the map in instead of making it big. Problem is, with tree cover you can't really see. What's that over there? There's something grey pop up in the corner of it. There's one, look. See it at the bottom left? I zoomed in again. There we go, so here's a library. So they do spawn out in the sea, so that ain't bad. This could be like an ocean world then. With so this might be worth it. We'll have to use a lot of jetpack fuel of course, but certainly might be worth exploring. Tiger biome. Twilight swamp, I think we've already got that. Fog collet. Normal stars, we didn't have that, so that's good. And then if we break these, let's find us a chest there. Magenta, 0 of them. I think we had all of them, but not to worry. So I'll go for another fly around and We'll stick to about 500 metres away from the thing there. Let's see if we can find another one. Well, yeah, it certainly looks like permanent night here, doesn't it? Possibly permanent rain as well. It's kind of like a nice magic-y place, though, isn't it? I kind of like it, even though it's a bit depressing. It's kind of depressing and nice at the same time. If that makes any sense at all. So 500 metres. We'll do a full circuit around about 500 metres out. See if we can see any more libraries. Now, of course, it's probably easy to spot. Was that something up top left? Or no? Probably easier to spot if they're in the water than if they're in the land. Certainly a few crystals around we can grab, don't they? Which is good. Certainly. So I'll probably grab off camera. I'll do that because that's going to be a bit tedious. I'll probably... Aha. There we go, there's one. Nearly missed it. I'll probably grab about 6 or 7 stacks of these crystals so I can change all the books at my bases into actual crystal portals reset into the walls. Recessed, should I say. Recessed is a word, isn't it? Recessed land. Fucking land, fool. I'm really bad at hitting the space button with the correct tempo to do that. So we've got what we've got in here. Cloud colour. Fairly sure we've got that. That's a bit sparse. And then Hell Biome we've definitely got. Scorched Surface I think we've got. Extreme Hills, that's pretty good for emeralds, of course. So a Noon. Oh, Noon, that's the phase that we wanted, wasn't it? So when I said about to get the permanent day world, you need 0 length and you need Noon. So 0 length, Noon, normal sun would give you a permanent day world. That's good. What I'm getting out of here is this notebook, and of course, as shown you before, we could do with the notebook. Is bang all them pages in there out of the way, and I'll sort these out off camera. So I'll probably, anything that I think's a duplicate, I'll probably just take for now and stick in the book until the book's full, and then I'll sort them out when we're back at the base. Shut up, sheep. So again, which way am I going? Book. Okay, it was this way I was going, isn't it? Was going around in a clockwise motion, so let's keep doing that until we get all the way around to that book again. So I guess as long as you've got flight, this is almost as good as a flat world, isn't it? It's I mean, a flat plains world is really good. You can find loads of shit. My ideal world I normally make as a mining world. Mining age is flat plains, single biome with villages and crystals. There's another one under the trees that we could have missed. There we go. What's this one got for us? Lava block, interesting. No seas, not quite so interesting. Definitely already got that. Birchwood, swampland, slow weather. Oops, I didn't see that one. What was that one? Single biome, awesome. Awesome. River biome. That's good though. We've got one of the ones we definitely wanted. Got a single biome. Now we just need flat or standard terrain and normal sun, and I think we've got enough to make some Mystcraft ages for mining in. So that's positive. That's quite good. Good little world we found here. They say that this is actually pretty good because it doesn't take a lot of loading in either, because there's a lot of... Where am I going now? 300. Let's go out a bit further. Because most of it's just ocean, there's not a lot to load in, so it's loading chunks pretty quick as well. So this is actually quite a bit better than I originally thought it was. Let's just go a little bit further here, see if we can see anything. Under the trees. 600, let's come back in a bit then. Of course, the map there loads in quicker than the actual world loads in as well, so if you're going just off the map, you can definitely see the ones out in the water easier, but the ones in the trees not so much. 700 meters, I'm getting a bit far out. Here's another one, awesome. So yeah, this is going very well. Very well. I hope I'm not boring you with this. It's a bit of a different episode. But you got to do. There's a lot to do in Feed the Beast. So caves, boundless sky. That's for like void wells. Make the sky look a bit tidy. Yeah. Dark moon, not so important. Because as I say, I think you can just skip moon now. Crystal formations, wonderful. Wonderful. There's that. Deep lakes, river we already have, clay modifiers we've already got, what's good. Flat, excellent. So we've got single bioman, we've got flat. And we've got normal sun. There we go. I think we've got everything we need to make a decent world. So I'm going to put all these back. I'm going to head back to base. I'll probably do the rest of this little circuit until I find the first one. The first library, and just see if there's anything else worth collecting. And I'll see you in a bit. Okay, back again just for a little bit. Of course, a good way to mine these crystals is bring something along with you, like mud or flowers, for example, and use your wand of equivalent exchange. Equal exchange. Wand of equal trade. I always get that name wrong. So I'll set that to dirt. I've got a few stacks of dirt in there. Let's send some of this shit back to base for the time being. Through my sorting thing there. Yeah, they can go in there as well. So I'll keep the dirt for now, and fiddleheads we can bin. But put all that stuff in there. You can bin the rest. So set your equal trade to whatever you're carrying, dirt or whatever. And of course, you can just quickly get crystals like so. We're not dirt. But yeah, just getting crystals like that. There's another thing here that might as well show you this on camera. See what else we get. I think the only thing I'm really missing that I'd really like is plains biome, I think. Unless we've got that and I forgot about it already because of my silly memory. Let's see what we've got in here. Got to be careful sometimes. Well, there can be creepers up in there because it is dark. Deep lakes we've already got, I think. Void we've definitely already got. Jungle hills. Boundless sky I've already got. Ocean oil field biome. I think we've already got that, but it's pretty cool. Bright lighting. I don't know if we've got a lighting one. We might need normal lighting as well before we can fully make a really good world. Okay, I'll carry on going around. See you in a bit. Hello, back again, and some stuff changed since I started the episode. We've got some information out that a new mod pack has been released tomorrow, so it's no longer going with the 1.5.2 beta, and neither is it going to be a ultimate pack. It's a new pack. I say tomorrow, it's supposed to be tomorrow. That'll be today as you're watching this, Monday. It's meant to be coming out, and that kind of changes everything because we think we might be restarting the server to go with the new mod pack. But well, what might happen is, best guess, I may not do an episode tomorrow. So Monday, this is Monday's episode, even though it's Sunday now. Monday I may not do an episode, so there may be no episode Tuesday. If we do start a new server, or if we decide one way or the other, the live stream that I mentioned earlier, I may do on the new server as a bit of a start-up, just finding a house and finding a place to build a base and stuff like that. Getting started with Tinker's Constructs. If you look at either the Feed the Beast team Twitter or Slowpoke's Twitter, there's quite a bit of info regarding the new pack. We've not decided on a name for it as of me making this, but it certainly looks to be coming soon. So it looks like it was going to be the 0.7 version. Jim's practicing. Oh, I'm calling Greg a dick again on there. Seems whenever I look at chat, I'm calling Greg a dick. Jim's messing around in creative, making MFR tree farms, learning about how they work because he's not used them before. So what's the rest of this episode? Well, it's nearly 30 minutes long. I'm going to try and not make it go over 40 because they always bloody do. what I was going to do, I was going to set some Mystcraft portals up to make some worlds, and as you can see, I've recessed some portals into the walls here. This was before I found out the news earlier, but it's been a few hours. I've been waiting to see if any more news came on Twitter before carrying on with the episode. Well, I've been back into that Mystcraft age, and I've got some more pages doing here. I need to put them. I may have some copies here, but I think I only got ones that I didn't have. I may have 1 or 2 copies. But I'll go put them in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make, as far as I know, I'm going to show you how to make a page, a couple of books. And this may change as well, because some things have obviously changed since I last made Mystcraft books. So what I'm going to do is I am going to jump into my treehouse, and I suppose let me just do this really quick. Beach biome, I think we've already got. No, I ain't got beach biome. Awesome. Beach biome's another quite nice one, I think. We've got the Twilight Clearing, Twilight Swamp, Tiger Hills. No Twilight Clearing, so that's good. There's another new one. So let's go with borders first. Clearing border. I don't think I've got one of them. Now, a clearing border is Twilight Forest one. Twilight Forest is set up, is split up into, like, I think 6 biomes, and in between each biome you've got what's called a clearing border, which is like a little river. So if you look in a Twilight Forest, that's what all the biomes there have got, a little, like, separator biome called a clearing biome. I think that's what it is. Anyway, I may have lied to you there. I hope I hadn't. F G Hell Ice Highlands. So middle mouse button is what I'm clicking, by the way. That sorts all these out, just in case I forgot to mention it, and in case you haven't seen an earlier video when I did mention it. So these all need to go in here. I'll break the camera, just give you a quick run across what they are. Starfishers is a feature, I believe. Starfisher is a starfisher at the bottom of your map. It's kind of like a magic portal at the bottom of the map that can get you back to the overworld. So having a starfisher is a good safety thing in case you lose your book, but you don't always get it till quite late on anyway. Right, back in a sec. Okay then, just before I met that Mystcraft age, I have made a couple that didn't really work, so I'm using the wiki and it's not really going as I thought it would, but I just thought I'd show you Kel's house. Polite as always. He's got 1 or 2 pet hydras. And gas. That's fucking big gas, isn't it? Oh yeah, well, and he's got a nice little bookcase there that he seems to have spent a lot of time on. That's pretty nice, isn't it? So that's obviously the shelf from Bibliocraft, which is really nice. Right, I don't want the episode to run too long, so I'm going to try and escape out of here. I don't know how to get in there though. What the fucking hell? There are raft lamps, yeah, a lot of raft lamps at the bottom. We'll say I can't get in there because it's an arcane door, and the way back's in there. So I'm going to have to wait for him to stop fucking around and let me go back. So I'll see you back at the treehouse, and I'll try and make a stable Mystcraft age. Back in a bit. Okay, so here we are. I'm working off the Mystcraft wiki here, and it's not quite up to date. I'm on version 10.4, and according to version 10.2 and 3, you only need 3 required items. That's weather, terrain generation, and a biome and a controller. Well, the earlier versions required also sun, moon and stars, and lighting. So I'm not sure exactly if this is going to be stable, but this is how you make a book. If you right click that, you'll get a page. But if you put your notebook in there, another one that we've been putting pages in, put your notebook in there, then we can right click that. And I've been to a couple of test worlds, as I said, and I've actually got the plains biome, which I really like. It's one of my favourite biomes. So I'm going to use the plains biome. You don't really need that to be flat, but I'll take it anyway. When you use flat on a biome, it puts it at the average height that the biome would be. So an extreme hills biome, because extreme hills is like mountains and stuff, the average of that might be 80, 90 something. Plains biome is going to be generally flat anyway, but with a flat modifier it'll be even flatter. So a single biome, so I could use standard terrain really. Celestial body, I'm going to go with normal moon, normal stars, normal sun, just going to do a really normal world. Features, I want crystal formations, and I'll just leave it like that for now. Surface layers I won't bother with. Lighting, I'm going to go with bright. Other, I'll put a clear modifiers at the end, but we'll have to sort this out a little bit. And then I'm going to go with flat and we'll see what we get. Visual, let's have a nice cloud colour. So I'm going to need a colour for the cloud colour, so let's have magenta clouds. And weather, I want to go with normal weather. You see it's using the ink and the paper here each time. And directions, don't need, gradient we don't need. Lengths, if I wanted to be a permanent day world, I could put 0 length noon sun, but just for this one I'm going to leave that. This will just be a normal world that has a normal rotation. Liquid, solid is not going to bother, phase is not going to bother, special is not going to bother. So there we go, we've got everything we need. So take your book out of there. Just, we're going to need a link panel as well. So get a link panel while your ink mix it. Playing with a wand. It was playing with a wand of the 9 hills a minute ago. So these need to be in the right order. Link panel has to go first. Planes biome, new biome controller, and then all the rest of this stuff don't really matter which order it's in, apart from stuff like modifier stuff. So the only modifier we've got there is magenta cloud colour, so that must be there, and then our clear modifiers wants to be at the end. So other than that, everything should be fine there, just to do it like that. So this should give us a stable world. So once you've got them in order, all you need to do is right click in your bookbinder with that, and that'll put all them in the order that you put them in there. Give it a name, mining. I guess there's a descriptive book, we can put that on there. Let's get rid of that one. So a bit extreme mining didn't really work. Age 16 didn't really work either. We'll see if this one works. So, and of course we need to grab a bit of leather and another link panel. Quickly turn them into a link book. Link that. So now we need a stand as well at the other end. Should keep these stands out really. Oops, just throw that on the floor. And let's keep a few of them out. What's going on? Put that back. Pick that up. Man, let's see how stable this is. So there's our magenta clouds. It's a plains biome, but you see it's netherrack instead of dirt. So, weird. We've got snow formation instead of crystal. So it hasn't quite worked, has it? We've got 2 suns. So I'm not sure what's going wrong, but it's a nice flat world this, and if anything, I mean, if it's going to be good for anything, it's going to be good for finding them guys, isn't it? The abandoned libraries. Oh well, right, I'm going to wrap it up there. So tomorrow there may not be an episode, depending on what happens with the server and all stuff like that. But if we get going, oh, villages don't have that, cool. If we get going on a new map, on a new server, then I'll see about doing a really shitty live stream, because my upstream is really slow. Huge trees, that's new. I think I've got the rest of them. So this is a bizarre world, isn't it? Bizarre. Right, okay. Yeah, so I'll do a live stream, but I don't promise anything good because it's going to be like 480p. It's like being back in the 90s. Right, thank you as always for watching. I hope it was enjoyable, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers. Bye.